This is demand 7 of 24, ban the indemnification of law enforcement officers. And indemnification, for people that don't know, is compensation. And police officers are nearly always indemnified for any judgment or settlement. That is, the money is paid by the officers' municipal employers, i.e. taxpayers. So why is this on here, and what does this mean in regards to justice?
So frequently, similar to what you just described, law enforcement officers are oftentimes shielded by their employer, which is the city, which, as we know, the funds for the city are coming out of taxpayers' pockets.
Yeah.
So as regards to justice, it gets back down to we can't have law enforcement officers frequently relying on taxpayer dollars for compensation as they constantly do wrong and still find themselves not personally being financially liable for their mistakes.
So in the case of a lot of the people that we listed in a demand before, it comes down to taxpayer money paying for these civil lawsuits, and none of these officers, and virtually every officer is always indemnified at all times. So them being always indemnified means they're acting just kind of with, like legal infallibility. Like they could just do whatever they want and not be held personally accountable. So if they did not have indemnification, and if they did know that, hey, this civil lawsuit, this could come out of my pocket, do you think they would act differently?
Absolutely. It's similar to anything that you do. You're going into your house, you have nice things, whatnot. You're probably going to treat them with care if you know that there's a value to them that comes out of your pocket. If you're serving your community, I would hope that an officer, especially claims to be an officer of peace, would come and treat the community with care, with respect, would treat them as if like, hey, not only do I value your life, but I also value the impact financially if something were to go south.
Isn't it a little bit strange that this has to come down to a question of financials? Like in people being morally held responsible, that it has to come to that?
It is beyond strange. Just like, okay, do the right thing, oh, well, if you do the wrong thing, don't worry about it. You're still covered financially, or don't worry about it. You'll still have a roof over your head, and you'll still have a job to go to the next morning. That is absolutely absurd. Anybody else that persistently chose to make a mistake, even some occupations where if you make one mistake, I'm sorry, but if a pilot makes one bad mistake, it is game over for their career or maybe for their lives. But here we are in a public setting where a police officer who is a servant is employed by the city and by taxpayers is somehow able to consistently make a mistake without any financial liability.
Okay. Well, thank you for educating us on indemnification and that specific demand. And thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.